I've been lying to the people I love for about 4 years. It happens in the kitchen, usually. My partner walks in, hair still wet, looking for the car keys, and says the thing people say in the morning, "How'd you sleep?" And I say, "Good. Yeah, fine." Last Tuesday I said fine, and I had slept about an hour and a half. I'd been awake since 2:40. I'd watched the light change on the ceiling. I'd heard the neighbor's dog. I'd heard the garbage truck, which I didn't know came that early. By the time she walked into the kitchen, I had been awake for 4 hours pretending to be a person who wasn't. She kissed me on the side of the head and left for work, stood there with the coffee. That's the part of insomnia nobody talks about. It isn't the not sleeping. It's the acting the next day. It's the face you put on. It's laughing on a work call when your brain is 3 seconds behind the joke. It's the friend who asks how you are and you say good, busy. You know how it is, and you don't say I think something is wrong with me. I haven't really slept in weeks. I don't remember what rested feels like. You don't say that. You can't say that. It sounds insane when you say it out loud, so you carry it. The first time I noticed I was doing it was at my sister's wedding. It was the reception. Someone I'd known since I was 8 was telling me a story I should have been laughing at. I was nodding at the right times. I was making the right face. And in a separate window, behind my eyes, I was calculating what time I could reasonably leave without being rude, how long the drive back to the hotel was, how long I'd need to get into bed, and therefore the absolute latest possible moment I could stay in this conversation before I'd ruin tomorrow. She finished her story. I laughed. I had not heard the last 2 sentences. I remember thinking, very clearly, I just missed my sister's wedding and I was standing in it. That was the moment I understood the performance had a cost, not tired cost, not tomorrow cost, a real cost. Things were happening in my life and I wasn't in them. I was in the lobby of my own life, checking the time. I tried to fix it, obviously. I bought things. I won't list them all. You know the list. You've bought some of them. The magnesium, the mouth tape, the app that gives you a score. I built a bedtime routine so elaborate that protecting it became a second full-time job on top of the first full-time job, which was pretending to have slept. Nothing worked, and I don't mean nothing worked well. I mean nothing moved the needle at all. The more carefully I prepared for sleep, the more awake I became at the moment I needed to not be. I want to tell you I figured out why. I want to tell you there was a book, a therapist, a single sentence from a stranger that unlocked it. There wasn't. What actually happened is less cinematic. I was in bed, a Wednesday late, and I had that feeling you get when you know it's going to be a bad one. The body knows before the mind does. There's a particular kind of alertness that isn't adrenaline and isn't fear. It's just on. I was on. I was going to be on 4 hours, and I was so tired of the fight that I gave up. Not in a beautiful way, not in a breakthrough way. I just thought, fine. I'm not sleeping tonight. I'll be tired tomorrow. I'll lie in the kitchen again. Fine. And I turned on the light and I read my book. I don't remember falling asleep. I remember waking up with the light still on and the book on my chest and being confused about what time it was. That wasn't the cure. I want to be careful here, because I've watched a lot of videos where someone tells you they solved their problem in a single night, and I don't believe them, and you shouldn't either. I still have bad nights. I had one last week, but something did shift, and I think what shifted was this. I had been treating sleep like something I had to earn, like a performance review, like a job I could get fired from. And the thing about jobs is you can't relax into them. The whole point is the effort. Sleep does not respond to effort. Sleep is the one thing in your life that refuses to reward the person who tries hardest. You cannot out-discipline it. You cannot out-prepare it. You cannot win at sleep. You can only let it happen, or not. If any of this sounds familiar, stay with me for a minute. If you've been lying in your own kitchen, if you've been running the math behind your eyes at someone else's wedding, if you've built a bedtime routine so careful it's become the thing keeping you awake, I want to be honest with you about something. What you have is real. It's not a willpower problem. It's not a character flaw. It's a nervous system that was never taught how to shut down, and nobody ever taught it because nobody teaches it. We teach kids how to read. We teach them how to swim. We do not teach them how to put a racing mind down at 11 p.m., and then we act surprised when they grow into adults who can't. If you've been suffering for years, if this has damaged your health or your work or the people you love, talk to a doctor too. Severe cases need more, and you deserve more. But for most of us, the thing that's missing isn't medication. The thing that's missing is a sequence. I want you to picture something for a second. A week from tonight, you get into bed, and your shoulders drop before your head hits the pillow. Not because you forced them to, because your body has started to recognize what comes next, and it's beginning to trust it. 3 weeks from tonight, you stop checking the clock. You wake up at some point in the night, the way humans have always woken up, and instead of your brain firing up the whole machine again, it just rolls back under. Nothing to solve, nothing to audition for. A month from tonight, your partner walks into the kitchen and asks how you slept, and the word you give them lands differently than it used to. That's what changed for me. Not overnight, not magically, over about 30 nights of doing the same small things in the same small order, until the order stopped being effort and started being me. It's called the deep sleep method. The link is in the description. That's what it's for. The next time someone asks you how you slept, and you're about to say fine, you don't have to tell them the truth. I'm not going to pretend that's always safe or possible, but you could tell someone, one person, out loud, in a real sentence. Because the performance is the heaviest part, and you've been carrying it alone for longer than you should have. You just say it, and it's true. You're allowed to put it down.